She run off and took her only chicken. When I broke jail, the house was burnt and bare. The Japs moved the plant back to Osaki. Some days life just don't seem that fair. I don't even care, I'm telling you, I just don't give a damn. I gave all my best years to that woman. All she gave me was mouths to feed. A miracle straight from the loins of Jesus. Since Charlie blew off both my test tubes. 1969 Cameron Bay, it was a massacre.
Alright people, you guys are watching another Nomadical video for your guys' entertainment. Be sure you guys leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe for more epic, cool, awesome content just like this one right here, right now on the Nomadical YouTube channel. And you can't beat that because this shit is for your entertainment. That's right, people. It is for your entertainment. So I hope you guys are having a good night or a good day whenever you watch this video and get around to it. I hope you guys are having, I hope you guys are enjoying it. But let's get right into the video. I'm going to give you guys my full reasoning for why I support Robert F. Kennedy Jr. for president. I know some of you guys were waiting for this video, and I definitely know that a lot of you guys are probably very interested to hear what I personally have to say about this video, people, and about this. So here it goes. Here it goes. We're gonna go with this right here, right now. I think some of the reasons why I want to vote for RFK for president. For one, the guy genuinely, he seems like a sensible, down-to-earth guy, a guy that, you just want to, like, chill out and have a beer with or whatever, sit down and have a very interesting conversation with, smoke a little cigarette or something, you know what I mean, and just be, like, chilling with the, the guy seems, he seems like a genuine, down-to-earth person, and that's something that you like to see. You like to see in a candidate, you know what I mean, people? It's sorry about that, but it's something that you like to see in a candidate. First of all, another reason, I actually like the way that he's actually going about the climate crisis going on. Now, I might not agree exactly with how RFK views the climate crisis and views, climate change in general, but I do agree that there is something that needs to be done to preserve the environment, and I like the way that RFK is going about it. RFK is going to fund the National Park Service. He's going to go out there and he's going to bring the recycling plants back to America so we can do our own recycling instead of sending it overseas, sending jobs overseas, first of all, over to China. And second of all, they don't have any sort of regulations over there in China, so they are the ones causing more pollution than we would be at home in America, where we have our own regulations. Another thing he also wants to do is he simply wants to open up the free market to allow different types of energy companies to compete against each other. And he believes that at the end of the day, that the solar powered, electric powered, wind powered energy companies are going to come out on top because they are cheaper to produce. And I think if you can incentivize more of this clean energy, then it can be a good thing, because America needs to have a multi-layered energy backup, which is something that is very important. So I agree with how RFK is viewing the way that he does that. Other things that RFK is going in about. RFK, he stands for the people. RFK, he stands for the people. He wants to unite us together. RFK is a figure that can really, he unites because he is a person who speaks on both the right and left side of the political spectrum, and he really does. He truly unites a lot of different people from the parties, and he gets a good down to earth conversation going with everyone. He's also a guy who's going to find ways to come up with compromises, which is important in politics, as I've explained in the past, with people on the Republican side of the aisle in parties, which is in the party system, which is very important. Aside from uniting the people, under a down-to-earth politician who's going to be very transparent, he wants to really hoolie the system, which is something that we need to see. There's an establishment in this country, and even across the European Union and many other countries around the world, there is an establishment. You see this on both sides of the political spectrum. You see this on the Democrat side especially. It's right in front of your face. You see an establishment of, Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, the Clintons, Obamas, trying to think of other people on the establishment. Elizabeth Warren, Beto O'Rourke, AOC, Ilhan Omar. You see an establishment, a trend of all these different people to be together. But you also see this on the right side of the spectrum as well. We have an establishment of conservatives as well that sort of pass a similar narrative or a mildly altered narrative, and they're clearly working with each other to hurt the American people. We see this on the conservative side with people like Mike Pence, Mitch McConnell. We see this on people like Mitt Romney, John McCain, the Cheneys, the Bushes. You see it on the other side of the aisle as well. And RFK, he wants to find the answers, and he wants to hoolie that system, and really maybe replace some of those guys that have been sitting in office collecting a paycheck for years and have done nothing but really spread hatred and propaganda amongst the general American people, and kind of fear-mongered, and tried to start wars and did many other terrible things, hurt the economy, endorsed child trafficking, and did just many terrible things in general. A lot of greasy guys out in the establishment that RFK, he wants to hoolie the system, and that's something that I really support in a candidate. Almost similar to Donald Trump when he ran. Another thing that RFK wants to do is he wants to be skeptical towards the jabs. I'm not gonna say, he's skeptical towards the jabs, and of course, Big Pharma as a whole. As we've seen in the past, there's a huge increase, a huge spike in mental health disorders in children. And that's because in the 80s, there was 3 jabs that were mandatory for the children. And 1 in 10,000 children would be mentally ill. Nowadays, we are in 2023, there are 72 72 mandatory jabs, and they want to add more to that list. And almost none of these jabs are human tested, or not very well human tested. Basically tested on like some monkeys and maybe like one old lady, and then they're like, okay, well, it must be good, and then they send it off to the market. Now 1 in every 8 children is mentally ill, and this is something you see. This is just it's terrible, and you don't want to see it. And RFK wants to investigate that. He wants to investigate Big Pharma for trying to profit off of the illnesses of people, and that's something that you really want to see a guy go out there and do. Other things, he wants to end the culture war as well, which is a good thing. The culture war can go fuck itself at this point. I'm really fucking tired of the culture war. I have a clear right versus wrong at this sort of thinking at this point. But it's not about Republicans versus Democrats. It's nothing like that. It's authoritarianism versus libertarianism. And RFK stands for libertarianism. And in order to do that, we need to end this divide with the people and stop this culture war so we can fight against the authoritarians in the establishment. Other things, he wants to really bring back the science. He wants to bring back real science, and he wants to really look into the debates on the transgenderism, specifically transgenderism, and how it is affected by Big Pharma, and how it is damaging these children, and how the media is going out of their way to push these agendas and on the children, and of course on parents as well, and how its effect on people's health is really what it's doing in general, and see how this is going, and how Big Pharma is profiting off of these people, and he wants to put a stop to the corruption in general, which is something that you want to see. Other than that, that's about it. That's the main reasons why I want to vote for RFK. I hope that you guys listen to those, and I hope that you guys maybe think about voting for RFK in the election as well, because we need a president like him right here, right now, in America. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Goodbye.